Enemy for Sevens Big League. Today we've travelled south to the Endeavour Field for the clash between Cronulla, who are third in the competition, and North, yes, I said North Sydney, who are equal fifth. Well, the Cronulla team is as selected and fresh from a convincing 19-10 victory over Penrith last weekend. Down 10-0 after only 20 minutes, the Sharks pulled on the attacking power to score 19 points to nil in the next hour of football. It was a welcome return for Mick Malone. This classy attacking fullback, out for a month, contributed 2 tries and generally injected a great deal of attacking flair. Cronulla's big pack won't have it all their own way in today's clash. The Bears aren't short of power up front themselves. Well, a 13-8 victory over South last weekend at heavy going at North Sydney Oval, and the return of Kiwi internationals Graham and Arcoy have the Bears in the correct frame of mind for this very important clash. It's not often in recent times that Norths can boast of being in the 5. A loss today would see them blow their eminent position. Last week, out of desperation, coach Ron Willie selected a young Gosford lad, Max Wilkie, for the high mortality fullback position. Wilkie excelled. He took bombs under pressure, stopped tries with good defence, and capped off a big day with a late try. You'll see him, as I do, for the first time today. Referee, Mr. John Gosha. Since Cronulla entered first grade in '67, there have been 29 premiership matches between the two clubs. Cronulla won 20, Norths will... First penalty of the match to Cronulla. Centred midfield, just Cronulla's side of halfway. Roland Beckett, number 12, will go to dummy half most of the time. The little grubber kick through by Hansard is an excellent one. Play within 15 metres now of the North Sydney line. Those sets of back standing up very flat indeed. Cronulla scrum win. Hansard back inside to Rogers, putting on the South Sydney move from yesterday. Nearly came off too. Lane Sorensen, 10 metres out, underneath the posts. Beckett, Hansard, Forrest, Gardner, Forrest, Jarvie. Razzle-dazzle football by Cronulla, keeping the ball alive. Byrne, 13 metres out. Cronulla line very deeply now. Hansard, Khan, elects to go on his own. Have to swivel and dummy the opposition. Beckett, Hansard, little toe punt might be too far. It's... Well, I thought it was going to be over the dead ball line anyway, but the fullback Wilkie took the odds to punching it anyway. Line drop out to restart. Results of the earlier matches in reserve grade: Cronulla settled on 13, North Sydney 8, and a resounding victory in the under-23s to Cronulla 38-18. Hatch, strong young player, up to the quarter line. Coy the tackler. Beckett, Dane Sorensen, almost through. Powers his way to within 10 metres of the North Sydney line. Beckett, Hansard, Forrest, Malone, Byrne, Byrne's in. Pretty simple stuff, just chain passing. They had a man over and made it look very simple. Ominous look about that try for North Sydney. See it again. It's a straight out chain passing, nothing dramatic. Nobody had to make any great long breaks. Byrne found himself on the end of the line, a little dummy, and that was that from head on. Across the line it goes. Simple stuff, nice correct passing, just like a training run. Rogers just inside the quarter and a few metres in from the sideline. He's kicked over 1,000 points. Barry Ross, is that in first grade?
He scored 962 points before the start of this season and 107 this year, so that's 1,069 with Cronulla, and he feels he has 1,000 in first grade.
We want a rugged work machine with a comfort.
McKinnon lifting the knee slightly there to go into that tackle. McCaffrey, Jerd, coming very close to the little halfback then. Using the crisscross move, McKinnon back on the inside to Byrne. Oh, good move. Nearly came off. McCaffrey, McKinnon, that giant frame of his, about 2 metres away. Gray's pass is not a good one. Picked up well, though, by Graham. Last tackle. McCaffrey. Little toe poke. Right underneath the posts. Oh, pressure. Beautifully taken, though. A high leap in the air by Malone. And nothing wrong with a fullback that can take those in that way. Let's have a look. That's Kui, yeah. That was beautifully taken. Well, Kui might have got an accidental knee then. He's okay. And a line drop to restart. 3-0, Cronulla lead. 1 try in the match so far to John Byrne, the centre, and we've had 16 minutes of play. Alan Burns. North Sydney's live wire lock. McCaffrey. Not McCaffrey, that's Wilkie. I've never seen this lad play before. From Gosford, Barry?
Yes, that's right. He lives up there and makes the trip down to North Sydney for training 2 or 3 times a week. Bus comes down to play, so he's doing a lot of mileage for his football.
Oh, there's a heavy knock. Sorensen in hard on Jerd. Gray back into Graham. And then on to Arkoi. The pass then out to support. Number 9 was Keith Harrison there. Picked off only a metre away. Last tackle coming up. It's kicked through. Play on, says the referee. And that was a legitimate strike, according to Mr. Gosha. And they've got 25 metres for it. Penalty to North. And started incorrect feed. Gray, McKinnon. Passed too hard, but Byrne took it well. Ricocheted off his chest, he regathered. Gray, Jerd. There's the error situation, halfway mark in the first half. North's 4, Cronulla 3. McKinnon, a little bit of a shepherd there. That's right. The only possible decision. See it again. Only possible decision. Now watch the crisscross move. Going back inside to McKinnon, and at that point he was McCaffrey impeded the defender. Rogers' kick is a useful one.
Come on, to penalise Rogers.
David Hatch. Hatch running from dummy half. And 10 metres into North's half now. Dane Sorensen. Hansard. Oh, the intercept is a try to Burns. Put the glasses down. He's bolted. Away he goes. Underneath the posts, or beside the posts. The pass from Hansard was the one that was snaffled. And I know Robert Laurie would be a bit sympathetic to Hansard. See this. Cronulla on the attack, trying to cut out the man. Up came Byrne, into his arms, and away he strode. And there's not too many players would have given him 5 metres start in that side and caught him. He's a very quick player. And got good reflexes. I instance a remark I made a few seconds ago before that try where he had a pass given to him too hard and caught it reflex. Now there's Burns. That gets them back on level turns. Easy. So for the first time, North Sydney lead by 5 points to 3. Rogers kicks off, just goes the required distance, knocked through, and that's not bad work by Beckett. Able to get to it, knock it through and fall on it. At least it gets them back in the ball game with the scrum, but not North's in possession automatically. North's win a scrum. The scrums are 2-all at this stage, the penalties are 4-all. McKinnon. On the halfway line. That should be 6 to go, but Gray's got it off the ground. He wasn't tackled. It's useless, the crowd booing. He dived on the ball and wasn't tackled, was able to pass it off the ground, and that's quite within the rules. Jerd popped a beautiful pass up to Mark Harris, striding away well. Got a pass back inside there to Brockwell. Brockwell only 10 metres out. North Sydney on the rampage at the moment. Last tackle coming up. Moving it across the line quickly to Gray. There to McKinnon. McKinnon away to Arcoy. Arcoy's pass looked a bit marginal to Graham. Graham there, no, half a metre short. The pass looked a little bit ordinary, the one from Arcoy. See it again. Now watch this one. And to me, that was a foot forward. There's an important scrum win. Arcoy scoops it up for North Sydney. Should be a try on here. Wilkie's in. The little fullback has scurried his way over for his second try in 2 first-grade games. See it again. North's 8, Cronulla 3. That came reefing out the back. Arcoy scooped it up selectively to Wilkie, and in he went for the try from head on. Watch the way the ball shoots out. Arcoy did the right thing. Now Wilkie had a man over. That's the reason for the try, although a bit of weak defence there from Sorensen didn't help. And 2 tries in the space of 2 minutes to North Sydney. Kicking directly into the breeze, which seems to have lessened a bit, Barry.
And at the moment it is, Rex, but it's still there high up, and that's where John Gray's got to get it through and keep it low. He's done just that. It's a great goal to the Englishman, and the North Sydney side surge away to a 10 points to 3 lead. Rogers with that kick-off again the same way. And Cronulla come up with possession. That's a good ploy they're using. It's a ball that stood up on its end at halfway and kicked halfway up by Rogers so that it goes low along the ground and bounces. And twice in 2 kickoffs, they've got a scrum from one and possession back from the other. Kurt Sorensen. Jerd the tackler. And offside. Inside the 5. Right in the middle of the field. Just outside the quarter. There's the Steve Rogers statistic. 40 goals from 60 attempts. Success rate of 66.7%. A veritable point-scoring machine for the Sharks, this man. Pilots that over safely, close to the left-hand upright, so the deficit is not quite as bad. North's 10, Cronulla 5. Arkui still being treated. Byrne is standing out in the 5'8" spot for North Sydney. They've won this scrum. McCaffrey. Wilkie was there, the fullback. Now Arkui jogs back. McCaffrey. He's proving a bit of a handful, McCaffrey. He's doing a lot of little probing dashes. Jerd surges through the first tackle. Gray. Beautiful pass there to Graham. About 3 metres away. Burns. Oh, McKinnon, he didn't surely. Or did he lose it? The referee's going to disallow it. Maybe our head-on will show that. He was taken high and hard and swung round from head-on. We'll see whether he captured it. And there was the pass from Byrne to McKinnon. Mullane jumped at him, swung his shoulders around. He's in the goal, and into the in-goal area, and appeared to bounce the ball. That's the way it's been ruled. Desperately close go there for Cronulla. North Sydney have looked the equal in attacking flair of Cronulla at this stage. Long pass out to Burke, but nowhere to go because the defence was up too quickly. Hansard. Khan. Mullane, the kick, being picked out of the air by Keith Harris. McKinnon, about 5 metres from the quarter line, Cronulla's end. Breeze freshening up a bit according to the flags. Burns having a top game. Gray, a run around with McCaffrey. Graham. Gray. Last tackle. Now getting a bit of a work out there from Sorensen. McCaffrey, the kick across. Harris is coming through. It's on the ground. Whose is it? Oh, again, Cronulla on the rack. Perfectly weighted little kick there, and desperation strikes for the Cronulla side.
And North Sydney coach Ron Woolley has come down to the sideline. He's with his trainer now, and I suppose they're talking about Fred Arkui. Can he see the second half out? Obviously, they're going to wait till half-time and discuss with Arkui himself whether he can handle the second half.
Well, that could have been from the incident in the in-goal where he got an accidental kick in the head, or a knee in the head, and they went for the bomb. Mullane took it, and we think that when Mullane jumped, he accidentally kicked Arkui in the head. That may be the reason why he's not feeling the greatest.
He got another knock just 5 minutes or so ago too, and a similar knock around the head, but he's playing well now.
Well, Graham, that's a Shepherd. Just ran into one of his own players. See that again? It was a run-around move that Arkui had put on with Brockwell. The pass went back on the inside, so the defenders couldn't get to Graham, and the referee quite right on his decision. The penalties have gone Cronulla's way 8-4. The scrums are now North Sydney's way 5-3. With about 20 seconds to half-time.
And as the seconds ticking away towards half-time, Ron Woolley calling out to his players, come on, fellas, tackle, keep them out.
Hansard, Rogers. That'll be no pressure for Wilkie if he just takes his time on that. Took it well. They weren't within 10 metres of him. There's the half-time break, and at half-time we've got a scoreline that reads North Sydney 10, Cronulla 5. The try scorers for the Cronulla side have been 1, John Byrne, and a goal to Steve Rogers. For the North Sydney side, a try to Wilkie, a try to Burns, and 2 goals from 3 attempts to John Gray. We'll be back with all the action of the second half of Sevens Big League in just a moment. The kick-off has gone to Cronulla, kicking from left to right. Rogers trying that short kick-off again. It ricocheted off Jerd's legs. He fell on it. No knock on. Barry Ross has been in both dressing rooms. The story on Arcoy.
Well, he's a bit woozy, Ron Willie said, but he's okay and will play. He's out there now, and they've got no plans to make any changes. Ron Willie pointed out that the penalty count was a bit high against North Sydney. That worried him, but they're going to settle down this half and use that.
Recollecting then the score at half time, North Sydney
10, Cronulla 5. Scrum going down just outside the Cronulla quarter. Hansard to feed. It's a North Sydney ball. McCaffrey quickly round onto that. Burns. The blind side going North Sydney again. Little Wilkie slowly to his feet, the fullback. McCaffrey and McKinnon. Only caught by one leg, close to being through. That was a Dane Sorensen clutch that stopped him. McCaffrey, Arcoy. Beautiful pass to Harris, he'll score from 20 metres out, and he goes. A beautiful pass from Arcoy. And straight through he went, delighted as the big fella. Talking about going north to coach somewhere up in northern New South Wales next year, but in that sort of form, well, see it again. Now, what's this Arcoy pass? Gray. Out it came, Arcoy, just quickly and short and neat. That's a quality bit of football. And Harris steamed away to score a very, very good try from head on. Little subtle touches like that. Beautiful stuff. And this man, who's been one of the most consistent footballers around in Sydney for quite a long number of years, scores another try. John Gray from the quarter line, and he's hooked it. Not very happy with himself over that, but the scoreline now, North 13, Cronulla 5.
Progress score in the international game from Newcastle 14,
And that'll be a penalty against Cronulla for the ball failing to a ball being touched by a player before it had gone the required distance. Beckett was the man. Quick tap taken by Gray. It was a bad pass, but Arcoy has got to it on the ground. Good defence there from Burns. Stopped McCaffrey getting a pass away. Gray. Burns. Well, they've wasted 3 tackles all in the same area there, North Sydney.
Yes, they should have taken the deep penalty kick for the line and played 20 or 30 yards down further.
I agree. Wilkie chiming into the backs. Tackle straight away, last tackle, and it's a net loss of about 2 yards on this tackle sequence. Graham, the dummy. And that's the 6. 13-5. Good lead. Mark Harris back in the centre role again. As Cronulla come up with the ball. And he's called on to tackle Forrest. Jed Sorensen. Up to halfway. Hatch taken high by Harris, and the referee indicates it was not a head high. Hansard dropped it behind him. Rogers. Forrest. Mullane. Jarvie. A top tackle over there from
Alan Shepherd.
Shepherd, the wing 3/4. He gets a pat on the head. We'll find the ball. And it's a penalty to Cronulla against North Sydney for collapsing the front row of the scrum. Rogers will be looking for that sideline down near the quarter. And that's exactly where he's found it. What a fine kick.
Steve Rogers is using that wind very well.
Crisscross move. Beckett, Hansard. Khan goes up the sideline. Took it motoring pretty hard and is tackled close to the sideline. Burke trying to, Jarvie trying to surge over from dummy half. Rogers, Hansard, Kurt Sorensen, onto Forrest. Quick play the ball needed. Hansard, the little dummy, steps, goes back on the inside, runs into a wall. Referee indicating that was not a head high, and that's a penalty against McKinnon for pushing the player, not allowing him to get to his feet. So that'll be an easy two-pointer. John Gray waving his arms around a bit there. See that again. Now, watch Hansard as he goes back on the inside. The crowd yelled for that tackle, and this is where McKinnon got himself into strife. Two points to Cronulla, and there it is. North Sydney 13, Cronulla 7. Crowd getting behind this Cronulla side now, trying to steam them up. Jarvie did a juggling act with that one. Played it forward, and I don't think he really knew what he was going to do then. He half made it to play back and then decided to kick it forward. To the quarter line, Khan. Cronulla running from left to right. Blue uniform. Telecast brought to you by Mazda and your local Mazda dealers. Rogers looking for that sideline again. Out on the full. And right back. And again, says referee Gosha. It's a scrum into Cronulla. Rogers to Burr. The blind side they come. Gardner. Close to being through the gap. Tackled on the halfway line. Picked up and played on by Beckett. Byrne. Nice one to Mullane. Mullane can't get a pass on the inside. Burke was there. Can't. Hansard. Dane Sorensen. Beckett. Khan. He passed to Mullane. Mullane right through. Here's Wilkie. Wilkie takes his man, but the pass goes to Burke. To Jarvie, and Jarvie's in for the try. Well, I've got to commend little Wilkie. He took his man. There was an overlap, and that's all that can be done. But nice work from Mullane. Paul Khan sucks the defence to him. Look at that. Mullane went streaming through, beat two defenders, and timed his pass perfectly. Wilkie unseated him, and the cover of McCaffrey was a fraction too late from head on. The horrible situation of a fullback being confronted by two men coming at him. That situation. And Jarvie's in. Rogers' kick is a magnificent one from the sideline. The crowd reacts, and we've got a scoreline that's only one away. North 13, Cronulla 12. Stages of this game, still 26 minutes to go. Anyone's game. Kick went dead in goal, so it'll be a restart from the quarter line. Beckett. Khan. Hansard. Rogers. Hansard. Lovely pass out to Gardner. Gardner into the clear, but a top tackle from Byrne. Puts him down, gets up, tries to play it, does play it forward. Play on, says the referee, playing the advantage out to Forrest, and a top tackle there. I think that was Shepard, the winger. Let's see now, Cronulla on the razzle-dazzle. Byrne goes back on the inside, still going. But the impetus went out. I think it required chain passing then. They had North Sydney in disarray. Hansard, Khan. And good defence on the inside. Ron Woolley, the North Sydney coach, like a cat on a hot tin roof at the moment. Can't sit still. Be talking to Barry Ross later. Nice tackle. Rogers. Oi! A shoulder charge, the referee says, and that's the 6th. Harris being told that it was no, well, everybody being told by the referee's signal that there was no high tackle involved. See that again. It'll depend on whether we're in close-up on this. Yes, I'll cross the shoulder, not across the head. Otherwise, he'd have been walking. And a little bit of shepherding there. Sorensen overran the pass. Well, Beckett's done a great job for Cronulla since the start of the second half. He's won 5 of the 6 scrums.
Yes, and Ron Woolley was just making a comment about that on the sideline, plus the penalty counter against North Sydney in this half. And
the penalties
ball game at the moment.
2-1 at this stage in the second half. So Cronulla coming up with possession at a critical time. 13-12. North Sydney hanging grimly to this lead with 24.5 minutes to go. Hansard. Forrest. Byrne. Mullane again. Back on the inside to Byrne. Oh, look at this job. He's taken an inside pass and bolted. Oh, great stuff. Highly spectacular football. Again, Mullane injecting himself wide out. And the pass coming back on the inside. See it again. Along the line it goes. The traditional Cronulla sort of football. Byrne out to Mullane. The pass back on the inside. Picked up by Byrne again, then to Jarvie. And it was just a little hand-me sort of a pass. Travelled about 6 inches. With a grin from ear to ear is Jarvie. Now again, watch the pass from Byrne. There's the first one to Mullane. Now Mullane back to Byrne, pulls it in one hand and just puts it in Jarvie's body, really. And a top effort. 2 tries in 4 minutes to winger Jarvie. Rogers, 5th attempt, successful. So again, Cronulla hit the front. And the scoreline, Cronulla 17, North Sydney 13.
North Sydney about to make a change. Kevin Wilson coming on, and it could be Paul McCaffrey to leave the field. Kevin Wilson on for possibly Paul McCaffrey.
McCaffrey limping there. Jarvie with a bit between his teeth brings the ball back, looking for number 3. What an improved young winger this fellow is. Well, North Sydney have got no impetus going at the moment. They've just been defending without the ball. They've got to get the ball and hang on to it for a while.
And Ron Woolley's on the sideline now with the replacement, Kevin Wilson.
Hansard. Khan. Hatch. Wrapped up now. The 6. Beckett runs from dummy half and is driven backwards. Tackled was the cry, and the replacement comes on.
Kevin Wilson.
Now, possession is the critical factor. Norths have got to get some ball, otherwise they're going to get steamrolled by this super hot Cronulla team. It's a penalty against Gray for striking prematurely. Rogers' kick is in line with all his kicks, very, very sound. Beckett. Dane Sorensen. Mark Graham's had a quiet game for him, Barry Ross.
Yes, he has. He's had a lot of football lately with those 2 test matches against France and so on, but he hasn't particularly this half. But then again, North Sydney haven't had much ball this half.
Hansard went close to getting a pass away there too. Beckett. Hatch. Beckett. Rogers a long pass to Forrest. That pass wasn't intended for him. Jarvie's got it. Up the sideline. The cover comes over and picks him off. You get the impression the next side that scores is going to win this. North Sydney come up with the ball. Wilkie's injected himself into the line and has made a nice little break. Beaten 2 defenders, comes back infield. It's a great run by the little fullback. There's another defender gone, and it's up to halfway. That's as good a solo run as we've seen in this match. And he's lost the ball at the end of it, evidently, and there's a penalty against Wilson. Well, I can't altogether agree with that. Byrne was lying on the ground having stolen the ball from Wilkie in that melee, and he theoretically could have passed the ball or could have gotten to his feet and run with it. So Wilson came in and lowered the boom on him. And that to me was within the law. Free go, so I don't think signal time off in that situation. About 35-40 seconds lost there. Hansard, Khan. Sorensen right through the middle and could have unloaded there at one stage to Forrest. Hansard. Rogers steps. Forrest. Wilson the tackler with Jerd. Kurt Sorensen. McKinnon finishes him off. Hansard. 10 minutes to go. Kurt Sorensen. And that's the 6. Both sides showing signs of wear and tear. Some of the North players down to a walk at the moment. Well, that was the right ploy from Ron Willie if they replaced McCaffrey to get a better scrum feeder on there, because Wilson's come up in conjunction with his hooker with the last 4 scrums. So it wasn't from a coaching error situation. Blackman to his feet. Wilson, McKinnon. Oh, that pass was a bad one. Arcoy has it. And Arcoy waves his arms or shakes his head in disgust at that McKinnon pass. It was awful. Opening out here if they can get it out quickly. Mullane, taken high. It's not a high tackle in the sense of a head-high tackle. The tackler went high up around the shoulders. Byrne running from dummy half. And took 4 North Sydney players to get him down. I think Byrne was trying for a penalty there, holding them down on top of him. Sorensen. Rogers going for the drop. It's just away to the right, and that will give North that precious ball, which they've had very little of in the last 28 minutes. All the fire, the sting seems to have gone out of the North Sydney side by the same token. Mark Harris. It's Brockwell. Harris breaks one tackle. Gray. McKinnon. That's better. They've got people coming on the burst now. Gray. Oh, the pass has gone to ground. It's been picked up by Kurt Sorensen. He's claiming a knock on.
Goes the rule to come off a Cronulla player's hand.
The crowd loudly booing that one. Scrum now for a North Sydney feed. It's 5 scrums in a row that Norths have won since Wilson's come on. Burns come away with a good size stepping break. The middle got it to Arcoy. The pass back to Byrne. Then away to Graham. It's away to Brockwell. It's on then to the wing three-quarter, number 5, Luckman. And he's in for a try. What a spectacular bit of football brought about by a great break by Byrne on the inside. The young lock forward. Let's see it again. Wilson, there was Byrne. Now watch the step off the right foot. Again off the right foot. Again off the right foot. They're straightened. If this is from this young man, I've not seen it. Some good chain passing there. Graham away to Brockville. And then to Luckman. Watch the put down. Yes, no doubt about it. That was a top quality bit of football. Graham nicely transferred to Brockwell. He did everything right. Rick Burke, 17. Gray with a kick. Have gone on 14 to 6. The last 10 minutes. Alive. Ricketts long. To
Oh, it's